Okay, we got a bunch of white bass. I'm going to attempt to show you this funny camera angle the correct way to fillet a white bass. Start with your normal cut inward here, just behind the gill plate. With the white bass, they have a bitter gall. It's really close to the surface right here, so you don't want to go too far down. And this piece of fillet right here actually pretty skinny, so there, you turn, you're feeling the top of the rib cage as you cut along, not going through the rib cage. Right about here, poke through, finish. Flip them. Heat on the other side. You're either cutting with your offhand or a little bit backwards from where you were, but it's okay, get used to that. I always start with the fish facing left first because that's the more dominant way for me to do it. And you're just going to sort of run your knife along the rib cage, open them up, and just like with the bluegill, you can sort of feel once you get to that point. Got them opened up right to there. I'm going to cut along here, cut the skin. The big fish, they don't have fillets quite as big as you'd imagine for the size of the fish. These are all 1.5 to 3 pounders from the Detroit River. Famous silver bass run, as we call it, Michigan. Actually, white bass. Number 1 was don't poke the bitter gall. Number 2, got them filleted. Just take the skin off. Just pushing down with the knife and just sliding it under the skin. And here's the important part. All this red has to come out. Blood vein, mud vein, nicknames for it, etc. What it is meat that doesn't taste good. It will create like an oily kind of flavor to your fish. And on these fish, it runs like a pyramid. It's like here would be the point. It comes down on each way. So you'll see there's just the faintest little line here. I start there and I cut that way, trying to cut right along the edge of that pyramid. So see, I'm cutting at an angle. Then you get most of it. I'll flip it. A little line there. Shave underneath of that to a point where you want to have a sharp knife. Just slide it right through. That's white bass fillet. That's how you fillet them. There's also one more little piece I call the nugget. So we cut like that, flip them on the other way, the opposite piece. Just shave, it's a small piece. No red meat on that. So each side of the fish will give you 2 fillets. One big fillet, one tiny fillet. We'll do one more here. That one clean. Clean meat. Meat to say. And not much of a little nugget on this one. A little bit there. And that's your waste part, all the red. Definitely don't want to eat that. Nasty stuff. Okay, so here's the cooking portion. I already cleaned the white bass, and I've soaked them in Frank's Red Hot. You can soak them overnight, a couple hours, whatever it is, just get some of that flavor in there. And then we're going to simply coat them. I've got Slap Your Mama Cajun batter, I suppose. and I mix that half and half with Italian breadcrumbs, and then deep fry it. And because of the Frank's Red Hot underneath the dry coating, they come out kind of like chicken wings. They're really firm. They've got a similar flavor, so let's check it out. So nothing too fancy. White bass soaking in the Frank's Red Hot. Using that as a 50-50. And we're just going to coat the bass in the breadcrumbs. And we're also, of course, making French fries, because if you're going to fire up the deep fryer, you cut up a potato. So there we go. They're all dressed for dinner. They've got their brown jackets on. And we're just waiting for the deep fryer to get all the way hot. Okay, you want to get the fryer hot up to 375. On this one, once like red light kicks off, you're at temperature. And in the fryer. Won't take long. As soon as they start floating on the top, they're done. Okay, let's check it out. Got my white bass right there. And so you see it's, there's the camera. Very white, flaky, no fishy flavor at all. Just a little bit like the Red Hot, and pretty much just mild and delicious little nuggets. So white bass are fun to catch, but they're also great to eat.